Hi guys, today I just want to talk a little bit about feeling creatively free with your marketing and your communications materials. It's that extra step, it's that extra little bit of polish that will really make your work stand out from the crowd. I meet a lot of people in marketing and communications who feel that their work is limited by their access to expensive video cameras, expensive lights, expensive recording equipment. And they're not wrong, it is a challenge, but for me, these are more perceived limitations. We're still recording. Limited resources is no excuse for our work being dull. All we have to use is the one thing that we aren't limited by, which is our imaginations. I know, it may sound corny, but trust me, it's true. To stand out, to be great, we have to work with what we have and not with what we wish we had. And that means using creative choices to enhance and elevate our work. It's about taking what we have and presenting it in the most interesting and engaging way. I try not to let anything pass by my desk without actually adding a few tweaks to that, whether it's video or photographs where it's adding some kind of color tweaks, or if it's audio for a presentation or a podcast, just cleaning up that sound, just giving it that extra bump. And as a side note, I want to point out that creativity has to extend to any text content that you're putting out there, whether it's an article or a social media post, or even more importantly for a script, for a podcast or for a video. Everything needs to be made and tailored for your audience, for the people you want to engage with, the people you want to talk to. Do not talk to everyone. Speak directly to the few people you really want to listen to you. I was talking to someone last week who said all she had to work with was the camera on her phone, and she didn't feel that the quality of that really matched up to her brand, the company she represents. So as a result, she had either to hire an expensive cameraman, which more often than not wasn't affordable, or she to rely on stock footage. Now here's the thing about stock footage. It looks like stock footage. We all use it and sometimes it's great, but more often than not, it looks like overly beautiful people looking, thinking, feeling. But if you can create content that connects directly with your business or with your institution, it will instantly be more authentic. I literally stopped for less than 5 seconds to take these photos. I quickly clicked a couple of shots, and then I went back to the office and selected the ones I thought looked best. Now, at first you may feel your shots aren't that interesting, but keep at it. The more you do it, the more your brain is going to start to understand the difference that taking that small step to your right or taking a shot from a slightly lower angle is going to make. To keep this video from getting too long, let's just focus on 2 of the shots. This one of some people relaxing inside the Science Gallery Cafe, and this one of some students strolling through Trinity on their way to class. Now these photos are fine, but anyone who knows me knows that fine is one of the worst things your work can ever be. It means acceptable, it means unremarkable. And if you're putting your material out there, particularly online, it's going to have to catch your audience's eye. Now, I think if you saw either of those images in your newsfeed, you would have just scrolled by without a second's thought. For the sake of time, we're just going to focus on one kind of a look today, a kind of a painterly look. Now, I'll link to the original YouTube video where I found how you could do this look in the description below. Feel free to follow it if you're interested. I didn't come up with it, but I think it's really nice. I came across this style when I was looking for a way to bring a little bit of life to the thumbnail images that we use. It just gave it an instant pop. Okay, so let's look at this first shot of the Science Gallery Cafe. It's fine, but it's busy and nothing much about it catches my attention. But look at what a few minutes work can do. The richer colors, the stylized feel, it's instantly more appealing to the eye. Now, while I love the vibrancy of this picture, there is a lot going on and it's kind of hard to focus on specific details. So how about simplifying? Notice that as the color disappears, the details in the pictures tend to pop out more. But why not take it a step further? Let's deliberately focus our message. Maybe I like the clearer details of the black and white, but I also want you to feel a bit of the warmth and personality that makes the cafe so cozy. So let's reintroduce some color. Focusing on the color of the furniture and the light amplifies these details over the rest and focuses the viewer on what I want them to see and feel. Our world is full of things competing for our attention. It's no longer good enough for an image just to be pretty. It has to have a reason to exist, a story. It has to tell us why we should be interested. Be deliberate with your creativity. It's the same in this example. If I just wanted a nice image at the top of an article or a title page of a slide deck, this might do fine. But what if I'm trying to appeal to the experience of people who attend Trinity instead of just leaning on its fantastic heritage? Well, then maybe I'd focus on the people, make them front and center in the image. And maybe the style of the people is actually a little bit distracting from our human connection with them. So how about keeping them real in a creative and artistic environment? Come to a creative college, but still be yourself. It's about different messages that will appeal to different audiences. You need to be able to learn to play with these things. And I use the word play deliberately. Photoshop, video editing software, graphic stuff like After Effects, they can seem very intimidating at first, but there is a never-ending line of free tutorials on places like YouTube, or you can pay for courses on LinkedIn Learning and a load of other places. The impact it's going to have on your work will be astounding. And at a price point of usually between $30, $50 euro a month, that is infinitely more affordable than a €4,000 camera that you're not really sure how to use. And then you can start having some fun. It's not even limited to just photographs. You can do the exact same thing with video. Maybe you want the presenter to look animated. Maybe you want the background also to look animated. Or maybe you want to try something a bit further out there. Okay, that one's a bit much, but don't be afraid to push it. Try it. You can always pull back. It's always better to find your limit and pull back than to limit your imagination. I know these effects might be a little bit strong for some, but it's not really about the effect. It's about what effect you choose and why and how you're planning to use it. Where are you planning to put it? Is this an image to go at the top of an article? Is it something that you're going to place within a video? Is it for a social media post? These things matter. And most important of all, it's thinking about who are your audience? Who are you talking to? What kind of images are going to appeal to them? What about your post, your content is going to make them think and nod? Those people get me. It's what Seth Godin is always going on about. It's the people like me do things like this. That's how you connect with your audience. And if I can share one last idea, don't dismiss your audience as just a demographic, as some kind of an arbitrary classification. You're not talking to who they are. You're talking to who they think they are when they get up in the morning and they look in the mirror. That's who you're speaking to. It's not about creating thousands of clicks. It's just not about that. It's about actively generating real clicks from people who are actively interested in what you have to say. It's way more valuable than clickbait. They are your real audience. Okay, guys, that's me done for this week. Thanks so much for listening, and thanks so much to everyone who sent me messages privately about the videos. I really appreciate your suggestions, and I'll chat to you soon.